We'll wait a few more seconds for them. But our next reader is Steffan. And Steffan as a French fry. Well, first of all, Steffan as an astro sign. He's an Aries, which is Aries season right now. And Steffan is, you know, it's short, but it's powerful. Crinkle cut fries. He looks tough, but he is very soft. Steffan.
Okay, so I'm going to read pieces of this essay that I've been working on about Animal Crossing, the video game on the GameCube. Woo! A little different than what I normally read. I'm running out of things to read. So
you've done so many speakeasies. Thank you, Steffan.
I love you.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, and it's called All Animals No Guns.
I should have done that, sorry.
Okay. It is my fake life, but each day I come home and check in on my animal neighbors. First, I check on the cat, Kiki. She is black with wide pupils, yellow eyes, and a red mouth fixed into a gaping smile. Leaving Kiki's home, I speak with a yellow dog named Goldie, chat with a red bear named Cherry, and run an errand for Camo Frog, who is exactly what he sounds like, a camouflage-colored frog, green with brown and black circles printed on his body, a head slightly too big for his torso, just like all the animals here. Each cartoonish, each cute. I cannot pet them, but each gives me advice through the screen in my studio apartment about staying positive, enjoying the small things. The sun is out in the game, the air looks warm. I will not disappoint them. The original Animal Crossing is a video game in which mundanity becomes pleasure. Its creators understand that simplicity is relaxation. The driving force of the game is gathering items at your own accord for collection or home display, helping your neighbors, and simply living, passing the time. Animal Crossing, the GameCube version on which I play, is now 15 years old. It's described as an open-ended game where players move into a village populated by anthropomorphic animals. These villagers serve as friendly companions who ease your transition into a new town that is yours to name, influence, and reside in. Originally created and released in Japan through Nintendo, Animal Crossing was released in North America in 2002 to critical acclaim. One of the biggest draws of the game was that it is played in real time, synced with the game system's internal clock. The real-life game that's happening every second of every day, whether you're there or not. The back of the game's packaging reads, "The leaves change color in fall. If it's mid-December, it is likely snowing. The animal villagers visit with each other whether or not you're there to see it." I first played the game as a middle schooler. I would walk up the block to my neighbor's basement and they would take turns playing. If it was 5 o'clock in Missouri, it was 5 o'clock in the game. My friend and I would watch our human avatars, cutesy and bobble-headed, just like the animal villagers, move through a world that seemed much bigger than the basement in which we played. Everything was joyous, everything was easy. The game would turn to night as the sun went down. I'm skipping a bit. Animal Crossing begins on a train, you telling a wandering, sweater-clad cat, aptly named Rover, what your name is. This is the only portion of the game seen through your avatar's eyes. Remember, things are never as bad as they seem, she tells you, encouraging you to enjoy your new life, to appreciate the fresh start. After this encounter, the perspective switches to that of the sky, looking down on your little character as they walk through the town. As you take in your new surroundings, you are leaving something behind. As you take in your new surroundings, you are leaving something behind. In the game, you have a mother and a home, but you never see them. You only know that you've left. Your new town is not an urban one. It is small and mostly grass and forest. The grass is a mosaic of green squares of slightly different shades, speckled with large rocks, bushes that are raised circles of petals. There are some concrete paths, mosaic of gray and purple circles, trees brown with tan circles, and rivers that lead to a sea at the bottom of the map. The hues of the foliage change as the time of day progresses. These geometries are softened by the often bouncy, often soothing background music, playing alternate versions of a similar theme, reprised at different hours of the day. All is pleasant, all is filled with an air, that the world is vast and full of peace, that there's beauty in the smallness of your home. When I was a sophomore in college, I would play the same Animal Crossing with my best friends, Camille and Jamal, pleasantly surprised that they too had loved the game as a kid. I felt so lucky to have a new group of friends that perhaps this was exactly where I was supposed to be. We would each take turns with our own avatars, living in the same town in separate houses. Being on different schedules allowed for us to enjoy the game both alone and together, depending on who was around in the dorms at what time. It was our relief from the stresses of college, the fears of graduation, the realization that our time together in college would be fleeting, that we may not find a group of friends that looked like this out there. The game moved just as we remembered, but our experiences of it were a bit different. We now have the lens of young adulthood. The simplicity was both a pleasant form of nostalgia, but a reminder of how much the real world didn't operate this way. But wouldn't it be nice if it did? We'd mess with the game's clock, something I was afraid to do much as a kid. It was often snowing, so we'd make it summer in the game. We'd watch the reflection of fireworks blooming in the reflection of the river. Hungover, we would rewind the clock so we didn't miss KK, the guitar-playing dog who came to visit every Sunday at 8. We made the town ours, a happy life within a difficult one. In Animal Crossing, the 1% does not exist, nor does the wealth gap, or poverty, or markers of Trumpian economy. In the game, greed belongs to one figurehead, Tom Nook, a raccoon, the local store owner. Still cutesy, he doesn't have the light energy that the other villagers have. His brown eyelids droop a bit onto his blue eyes, making him look tired and impatient. He is boss-like, he is mean in that he lacks patience, urges responsibility, and likes money. His greed is as cruel as the world gets. There are no dollars here, though, only bells. Even capitalism is cheerier, more musical here. You go to work only when you want in order to pay off debt for a bigger house. If you put in an hour of work a day, you'll be debt-free in no time. But again, there's no rush, the luxury of freedom. Paying off debt is fun in a kid's game. There are no debt collectors here, no deadlines. Your time is your own. In fact, there is no terminus to the game. I pay off 1,000 bells at a time. Afterward, I am free to roam, to build relationships with my neighbors, or fish in the sea. I can build up my town and just stay forever. I can remodel my house, decide to make the new roof sky blue. This is relaxing. It has the pleasures of playing as a grown-up without having to be one. For a few minutes, I can pretend that being an adult is much simpler than it is. It is a community where there are opportunities for anyone. There is a mayor in charge who is wise, not angry. Animals of different species live in peace. There is no competition that isn't friendly. There is a cop dog, but no police guns. This year, in the journalism course I teach, I make students read a reported piece, The Life and Crimes of Dylan Roof, written by a black woman. They, mostly white, do not like the piece. Someone asks, how does this author know people in his hometown are treating her differently because of her skin color? Yes, people are racist, but how does she know people are being racist here? Asks another. I'm not sure if we are still just talking about the author or the crime itself. I'm not sure why we are questioning the writer more than the murderer at the piece's center. Do we not think she, a grown woman, would have experience discerning this? I ask. And what does it say that Dylan Roof shot and killed 9 people? Does that give her room to suspect racism all around her, even if she were wrong? I hear my own voice crack. My questions don't seem to be landing well today. I am regretting assigning this to them. I thought they were more aware than this. Perhaps it's just a bad day. I find it irresponsible to not consider race in a shooting that targeted black people, I say, and know I am pushing them hard, but it must be said. It becomes clear no one wants to talk about it anymore, and I begin to imagine the end of semester reviews. I wonder if they would take me more seriously if I were older, if my voice were more masculine, if I were white. A student groans and asks why we read so many articles about shootings. I want to say, this is the news. I come home to my apartment after a long day. It is filled with piles of books and laundry, a box of a dresser I bought months ago and am yet to put together. I walk across the hall, drop my rent into my landlord's slot. I want to wind down, so I plug in the AV cables and turn on the GameCube. I walk around the grids of my town under the moon. I am alone. Each of my neighbors is locked away in their homes, at peace, waiting to rise bright and early. I catch a fish, mail a letter, and return to my home to save before starting again tomorrow. Tomorrow is new. Maybe I'll find the remaining T-Rex fossil and complete my collection. Maybe I'll catch a swordfish or a rare bug. Maybe the furniture that will complete my living room will be available at the store. Maybe the mayor will tell me how good of a citizen I've been, ask for my help in building a new bridge. Maybe the cops will give me an award, or a neighbor will tell me how happy they are that I am alive. Maybe we'll watch the reflection of fireworks in the river. Maybe anything is possible. Thank you.